Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey.
Why this beat so crazy?
We will make America proud again. And you try to kill our citizens. We will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Graduate. For me, skipping a class, I'm saying, they said, they almost made it where I didn't graduate. I had to go for 6 weeks in a row for 4 hours or whatever it was. And this is because I skipped a class. And they were going to withhold my graduation, not because of my grades, not because of my, they said it was insubordination. So my point is, this guy stabbed a kid, he gets to graduate. I almost didn't graduate for skipping a damn PE class.
You know why they did that? Because when they got on, when they did the social media, he's a good kid. He's straight A student.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying that he doesn't qualify to graduate.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But here's it is. Should his life stop? Should he not graduate because he made a mistake?
You killed another kid on FISD property.
Stop you?
No.
You're supposed to know. She's wrong for that.
No, you don't.
See,
don't talk like that.
No, it's not about Christianity.
No, you don't get to graduate. You murder on the school property.
Real quick. Let's get back because this is a good conversation.
You know you want all kids to graduate.
No, you killed someone on the school.
No, Bishop. I'm saying I think he deserves every right to graduate, but maybe not from Frisco High. Maybe he has to graduate from an alternative school, like like the kids that would get kicked out of Highland Park.
You just can't make it up. But those are some of the people that are donating to a killer. And then on the other side you have people that just know right from wrong. Right from wrong. Yeah, we got to start the show off a little spicy today, y'all. I ain't lying. It's gonna be a great show, man. A great video. I hope everybody that is tuned in right now that you are blessed, well, and healthy, man. It's one love to the human race. Don't care what skin color you are, where you come from, what you look like. I got love for you. I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life. Shout out to all of our parents that are tuned in right now. Love to all our parents, man. Keep being amazing leaders and mentors, right from wrong. Not saying, like I said in previous videos, and thank you to everybody that has showed so much love, the kind donations, people that have reached out to me, written me letters, paragraphs, DM'd me, that have shown so much love. But again, for me, it's just right from wrong, common sense, and, looking at both sides, and, here we are. It's sad how this has played out to be racially motivated. The kid could have went out and killed any white person, and they would still paint him as a celebrity, a hero. Donating over $500,000. It's honestly sad. And then reading the donations on the website of what people are saying and how bad this has turned out to be. Have no sympathy for the victim's family, attacking the family, dragging the family through the mud. They can't even grieve, But I got friends that used to be friends, people that I grew up with, that didn't get to graduate because they were skipping school. One that brought a weapon to school, and they had to graduate and get their, paperwork somewhere else. They couldn't graduate. They couldn't get their diploma. And guess what? They didn't kill anybody. But right now we see the family is outraged, as they should be. And I know they're saying this. The principal, a black principal, the black judge let them off, reduce the bond and everything. They're saying because they're black, and and I'll let y'all comment on that. I'm not going to talk about that on here. I want to be very fair. Y'all already know how I feel about this. I really do hope he gets what's coming to him. I hope he's right now in that whatever they're renting out some big nice house in a big community. I hope he in one of those rooms in there. Start getting ready to Hope he in there practicing on defending himself and boxing and swinging and in there sweating, getting his protein in. Yeah. It's hot dogs and hamburgers. It's a lot of protein up in the cell, they say, huh? A lot of protein, a lot of mushroom protein, huh? Mushroom tip protein up in there. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of y'all been blowing me up to get into my homies video of the prison gangs and, you know, inmates being outraged. Shout out to my homie Pablo. We're gonna jump into that in just a second. Y'all been blowing me up to react to it, so we're gonna get into it. But it's crazy how this thing is played out, man. It really is. You know, he is now being charged as an adult, as it should be. You know, he brought a deadly weapon to school, to a track meet. You know, took another student's life. You know, so he should be tried as an adult for first-degree murder. End of story. Yeah, you know. But as we seen people donating to a killer, you know, money could benefit all kind of other things. You know, some of your family that are struggling, the lady inside the community that's struggling, trying to take care of the kids and give back to the community, the homeless veterans, all the kind of things we have in this country. But, you know, somebody kills somebody and we're so quick to donate, huh? Black community, the BLM scam. We've seen how the BLM has come out to be, you know. And this is one reason why they have a fatigue going on. And it's not just black fatigue that's trending right now. It's all kind of fatigues that are trending right now. People are tired of the stupidity, the foolishness, the ignorant, complete ignorance. People are sick of it, man. Right from wrong, common sense. That's it. Because just imagine if this was reversed or black on black crime. If it was black on black, you would have never heard about it. Because guess what? As I'm recording right now, somebody is arguing right now and somebody just got killed. There are two black people right now arguing right now and somebody's unalived right now. As I'm recording this right now. Right now as I'm recording, yes. I hate to say it, I'm just being real. And guess what? You're not going to hear about it. Of those two individuals who have the skin color, you know, that is black, that are arguing right now, and someone sadly is no longer alive. Yeah. It just doesn't stop, man. We don't want to build. We don't want to, you know, move forward. Only destroy. Move backwards. You know, knock each other down. Hurt each other. Yeah. That's the times that we're living in, man. And it's pretty sad, you know. It really is. And this is why I come on here with so much love, you guys. Shout out to all our parents, you know. So a lot of these situations that we're seeing could be prevented. And I'm not gonna say it's always about the parenting, you know. But parenting is where it kind of starts, and you know you are a reflection of somebody. You know, when I know I go out in public, I know I'm a reflection of my parents. But there are parents out there that have done everything they could, that have tried their hardest, that even pulled the belt out, that even use words they don't usually use. Parents that have, you know, said and done things, they tried everything they can to keep their kids on the right path. And guess what? They still go out there and go the complete opposite direction they're supposed to go. And I understand. That's just reality. That's just life. You know, there are parents, and I want to salute you. There are parents out there that have did everything they could to raise successful kids, to raise kids that are going to just do the right thing. You know, but sadly it didn't go that way. You know, so I want to salute you. And there are parents that have, you know, I've seen in the comments saying, Rick, I have kids that have, I did the same thing to all of them. And 2 of my kids did this. 2 of my kids did this. 3 of my kids did this. My other kid did this. My son did this. My daughter did this. You know, but I did the best I could. And I want to salute you. I want to salute you, man. We have a lot of amazing parents tuned in today's video and future parents. Keep being amazing leaders and mentors. But we're not just going to throw the blame on the parents. And even though it has a huge part into a lot of these, you know, cases we're seeing, just with the case with the kid who was in a stolen car with stolen guns, and you know the officer seen a gun, and the kid ended up being killed. But all that could have been prevented. But a lot of people don't understand that they're raising thugs. The father went out and unalived an officer that had nothing to do with it. But maybe he should have looked in the mirror. You know, maybe he could have did a better job. You were raising a thug. Thugs go out, stealing and all kind of things. Criminals. But he took somebody else's life that had nothing to do with it. Can't justify that, man. You just can't, But let's go and get into this. I want to send a huge shout out to my boy Jumpsuit Pablo, man. Make sure y'all tap in right now and go subscribe to him. Here is his page right here. A lot of y'all have been blowing me up to get into his video. 2 days ago, y'all told me to get into it. So I'm like, okay, let's get into it tonight. We're going to get into it. So here we are, man. Says Karmelo Anthony just enraged prison gangs waiting for him. And as y'all know, the homie has done 10 years. So he knows exactly what it's like. And in Texas, and that's why I'm born and raised. And I still reside in Texas. We just purchased a home here in Texas. We just closed on our home here in Texas, And hey, it's a blessing, man. It really is. And I'm thankful. I'm grateful for every last one of y'all, man. And the people that have been a part of this journey and, seeing what I've been through, y'all know why I spread so much love on this channel. And how I lost, my father. My parents did an amazing job, man. Right from wrong, we got hit upside the head. My parents said, we are not raising thugs in this household. And we always kept hearing that. My parents always said, we are not raising thugs in this household. We always heard that. Got in trouble at school, you start talking back or anything, you got hit upside the head. Daddy pulled out that belt. We were scared to death when we came home sometimes. Because we knew that whooping was coming. And we was acting bad. I was just in this young man's shoes. I was just at these track meets. Because I was a star football player. And if you was on the varsity, you had to run track. Our coach would not let you stay a starter or keep you on the team if you didn't do any extra workout after school or participated in track. It was mandatory. So most star players on the team were on the track team, But this kid had a weapon on school property. Weapon on school property, man. That right there is a huge red flag. Like I said, I got homie people that have bought weapons to school, and I didn't even think they would do something like that, but they did. I remember we had a couple of school shutdowns, And guess what? They didn't get to graduate. They didn't get to they had to do things, once they had to go somewhere else and get their diploma and all this. So I see why everybody's outraged about the school letting this kid get his diploma. I know he can't participate in the event or go to the ceremony and stuff. A lot of people want this kid to face some big time. But some experts are saying he won't get the sentence that we're all hoping. They're going to be a little lenient and nice and soft. Because hey, he's a 17-year-old. He made a mistake. As y'all seen him in the beginning video, Again, man, right from wrong. And again, I remember we was talking about the parents, the mom and father, But it comes to a point, man, where you look at this and you're like, nah. But we want to send our prayers, love, and condolences once again to the Metcalf family. And seeing how they've been attacked. Seeing how black people have no sympathy for a loss of life. It's a disgrace, man. This kid could have went out and killed any white person. And all of a sudden, he's a hero. He's celebrated. He's a celebrity. Sad, man. But these are the times that we're living in. These BLM scammers, you know, race hustlers, race baiters. We're reading through some of these donations and seeing what they're saying about, you know, white people and this and that. It's sad that we're living in these times, man. It really is. Agree or disagree with me. And again, I know people come here and call me this and that. Call me what you want. I don't care. I know in one of the videos y'all showed me so much love. You know, Rick, those white people don't love you. You're a Trump supporter. You're this. You're that. You're this. You like the white supremacy. This and that. You are a C word. You're a sellout. Say what you want. Say what you want, and you are a part of the problem. You know, you are the ones that are talking like that in the comments. You are a part of the problem, and guess what? We are going to keep winning. Spreading love, calling for what it is, right from wrong, and common sense. Simple. And I hope this kid gets exactly what he deserves. But you people are a part of the problem. And I don't care what skin color you are. And I want FYI, a lot of white people love me. I know a lot of people, they come out and say, those white people don't love you, Rick. Oh, you know, I hate when people bring up the skin color. It's the human race, man. God is love and God cares for the human race. Doesn't matter what skin color you know, it doesn't matter, man. But people are we live among some sad, pathetic people. We really do. Some sad, pathetic people. You know, and then they wonder why things are so miserable for them, and they miss out on a lot of opportunities. They miss out on their blessings because they have that same mentality. A lot of y'all miss out on blessings, man. Because guess what? I've been in rooms with those white people and all those other people, very diverse people that I've gotten blessed. You know, you miss out on your blessings. You know, your next move, your next career, your next promotion, your next, you know, you miss on your next blessing with this racist mindset, with this, you know, playing victim. You know, we don't want to take any accountability. We hate accountability. You know, just for example, I've seen this in my family. You know, we make excuses. We don't want to get up go to work on time. You know, we don't want to lose weight. So what we blame? The white man. Oh, it's the white man that's making the food. It's the white man manager. It's the white man boss. You know, it's all the white man's fault. No accountability. Just excuses, playing victim. Especially, like I said, I have family members. I'm literally explaining to y'all family members I've seen and heard with my own eyes. It's the white man's fault. Everything's the white man's fault. I don't want to look in the mirror. It's the white man's fault. Yeah. So let's get into this, man. I know I done talked up about 15, 20 minutes. I do apologize, but it's tonight. It's a late night show tonight, so I said the hell with it. Let's go for it, man. If this video's 40, 50 minutes, it's all good. You know, we're just come on here and keep it real tonight. I love y'all, man. God bless you all and your family. And it's one love to the end. I'm always, every single video on this channel, on this show, you're going to get the exact same Rick every single time, man. You know, I love y'all. I lost my father. It's been almost 2 years now, getting close to the 2-year mark. I watched him work his butt off every single day and be an amazing father, man. Overtime, tired as hell. He died on the way to work, man. He had a heart attack on the way to work. Take care of yourself, man. Please. Be there for your kids. Take care of yourself. Be the best person you can be every single day. I know sometimes it gets hard. I know. I'm 25 and I'm finally going through it all too, and finally closing on my first home and going through all of the emotions and everything. I know it's hard, man. I bust my butt every single day. Take care of yourself, man. I watched my second father, who was really my cousin, you know, lose his life to cancer, and seeing him die in front of me, you know. I've been through some stuff, man, and it hurts, but that's life. You know, when my father was working those overtime hours and my mom was working those overtime hours, Our cousin would come pick us up and take us out, and he supported us during our football journey while he had cancer. He used the restroom in front of us. I was like, and it scared me so bad because I'm like, man, he just used the restroom, but from his chemo treatments and stuff, you know, from his cancer, he couldn't control his bladder. It hurt me it hurt so bad seeing that, man. And then when we finally found my father, you know, who had a heart attack on the way to work, and he was decomposing in the Texas heat in our childhood truck, I had to clean up his blood from our childhood truck. And these events stick with me every single day, you guys. I'm still, you know, it's always going to be there. I'm still healing and grieving from it. But this is why I come on here and spread so much love, man. And guess what? There's somebody watching this video that's going through way worse than what I've seen or experienced. There's somebody going through way worse. So I want to send you my love and my prayers, man. I love you guys, man. I hate what's going on in this country with this race war and what and people's mindset, you know, still in 2025. And especially with the left and Democrats and seeing how people have, you know, and that Trump's back in office, you know, and how they just, oh, he's just a racist, he's this and that. And then when he comes out and pardons or does something or hires a black person or appoints a black person, everybody's like, oh, wait a minute, I don't think Trump's racist. Oh, I think they lied to me. Oh, you know, you see the viral videos of people saying, y'all better stop calling Trump racist. He just did this. You know, the fake news media, you know, what the people on the left, you know, have said. Everybody's just hates the big bad orange man. He's racist. He's this fascist. He's this and that. They've been fed all these lies, misinformation, fear mongering, propaganda. They don't want to go out and do their own research or just think for themselves. You know, they rather turn on the CNN or listen to what a family member has to say. And most of the time, the family member or friend has no idea what they're even talking about. And they're just full of, you know, bias and just hatred. Just being real with y'all, man. I know I'm talking it up tonight. I don't care. If you can click off the video, I'm talking it up tonight. I'm being real. God dog it, I'm being real, man. Let's get into this, man. I didn't talked up enough, but I love y'all, man. I'm gonna come on here and keep it real with y'all.
Now has his team scrambling. Karmelo Anthony now has his team scrambling to beg for more and more money, while the hundreds of thousands that have already been donated to him are very likely going to have to be returned due to fraud. Now, this is a big problem for him because knowing that this money that was sent to him is his only hope for surviving prison, which would allow him to pay extortion charges to influential inmates once he goes to prison. Now that's taken off the table, and it seems he is more desperate than ever to beg and beg anyone who will listen to please send me more of your hard-earned money to save me for murdering Austin Metcalf. However, with all of the stunts his team is pulling now and inadvertently igniting the race war more and more with each new action they take, it's clear that even money won't save him. It's gone beyond that now. If he even has any money left by the time he goes to prison. Doesn't seem like he will. This means his last saving grace, at least in many people's opinion, is that due to his infamy, he will be placed into protective custody within the prison forever, and there he'll get to just live happily ever after, like a Disney movie. But as someone who has recently finished doing 10 years...
Man, this is very impressive. I think this is my first time seeing this man is doing what they call them when you do the pull up and then you do the pull, like you're pulling your... That man is doing it on this man's arm. Oh my. I don't know if y'all caught that.
Ever after, like a Disney movie. But as someone who has recently finished doing 10 years in prison, I'm going to explain why that cannot be further from the truth. I don't care if you're placed in general population. I don't care if you're placed in the most protective custody you could ever fathom. It's not going to make a lick of difference. I'm going to break it all down and explain why he is simply doomed. Let's get started.
Oh boy.
Slightly unrelated, not really. I have been in contact with the school district of Karmelo Anthony, Austin Metcalf. I am requesting, because this is all supposed to be public record, we are supposed to have access to this. Every email within the school district that involves the name Karmelo Anthony and the last name Metcalf. I've been informed there are tens and tens of thousands already of emails that include one of those three keywords. And if I want all of those, tens of thousands, it is going to cost me $1,800 for those. I will gladly pay it. I accept, and I have accepted. I am waiting to hear back. I am ready for my emails. Get on it, school district. Get on it. Don't stall me, because as soon as I get them, y'all will get them. I will bring it right to you right here for free. No members only, no Patreon, no subscription, right here on this channel.
That's how it should be done.
I want to see these emails. I want to see what these principals and parents and teachers are talking about when it comes to these three keywords. I want to see them, and I think we all want to see.
I think we all do. Most definitely.
Okay, my angle here is kind of what his prison experience will be like, what his ultimate fate will be. But in the meantime, I want to see those emails. Let me tell you, I'm prepared. I got the money ready. I got the check written. Let's go. Ball's in your court, school district. Email me back. Get to work. I want those emails. Stay tuned. Now, one of the newest updates here, just in the last day or so, now Karmelo Anthony supporters and his team is rallying the troops, I guess, to try to get Austin Metcalf's brother, Hunter Metcalf, arrested for the murder of his brother. They really are seriously, it's not a joke, genuinely trying to do a call to action to get Hunter Metcalf arrested for his brother's murder. Hunter Metcalf, the one who
I'm telling you, and I've seen some of these pathetic videos, especially, and all, you know, and just to be honest with you, these pathetic videos are only coming from black people. I mean, these people are so low and pathetic, man. And y'all have to see, y'all probably have already seen some of these videos on y'all algorithm or For You pages, or come across on Facebook. Some of these people are just so sad and pathetic, man. You know, it really is. And it's just black people. Just racially motivated, man.
who held his dying brother in his arms and watched him take his last breath. Do you know what he's gone through? Do you know what he's dealing with? And now this. Now you want him to be arrested for the murder of his twin brother. And why is this? Listen, these people have a petition on change.org with signatures to get him arrested for the murder of his brother. You know why? They're stating some law because, you know, they still think, Austin Metcalf started this and committed a crime. They believe Austin Metcalf committed a crime with what he did to start all this. And his brother Hunter helped him commit this crime which is how this got started. And so in Texas, anyone who is participating in the commission of a crime when someone loses their life must be charged with murder as well. That is such a reach. It's such BS. You are putting this family, especially this young man, this twin brother who held his brother.
Y'all really don't understand how hard it really is, man. You know, when it's reversed. I know, you know, we all think about life as, you know, as especially as kids or growing up as young adults, you know, and we still have our parents with us. Like, oh, I'm gonna lose my parent, you know, before I leave out of here, you know. And you know, it's kind of like it's been normalized. But you know, it hits worse when a parent has to lose their child. You know, it's completely different. You know, and I know it's even hard for what that man experienced and losing his brother in his arms, with blood everywhere. You know, you could just imagine it. You know how bad it is. You know, it's real, man. It's real. And it's sad how they've gone about things and how they've attacked his family. You know. And y'all know I get into these rants, man. I'm for real. You know, it's hard losing a loved one, man. When we couldn't even see my dad. My dad wasn't even viewable at the funeral, man. You know, the last time I seen my father was when he walked out of here to go to work. I didn't get to say bye. I didn't get to say I love you, Daddy. On the way to work. That's it. That is it, man. You know? And that's real. That's real, man. You know? That's real. That's real, man. So I tell you, man, it's really sad how people have gone about this, man. It really is. It's a fucking disgrace, man. Excuse my language. It really is, man. Signing a petition. People are so sad and pathetic.
Brother Austin, as he was dying, looked him in his eyes. You know what that did to him? And now you got the gall to do this on behalf of some killer wannabe thug, Karmelo Anthony. I'm telling you, it's like every move Carmelo's side and his team makes just does nothing but worsen and worsen and worsen what his reality and his world is going to be once he inevitably goes to prison. It's just a fact. If the Aryan Brotherhood in Texas wasn't already pissed, oh, they're livid now. Oh, they're seeing red. There's no convincing them. There's no peace talking. Because now you're just spitting on the family who lost their son for no reason. Okay, so there's that. And then Carmelo's main, what do you even call it? If there's anything that's going to save him in prison, it's his money. Money rules all until it doesn't. And this is why it's so hard to be consistent. It's so hard to get on here and be like, hey, I've been in prison a long time. I spent a third of my life in prison. This is exactly the way it's going to go. No ifs, ands, or buts. You can't do that. You are asking someone to judge people they don't know, people they hadn't been around. Now, I know how inmates think. I know how the environment is. I know some basic laws of the land. You don't know the mentality of any given group of inmates around. And what I'm saying here is, I would say 9 times out of 10, if you got the money like Karmelo has, I mean, what are we going on here? We're approaching upwards of, we're heading towards $1 million. If you got the money, which that number qualifies, he does have it. If he gets to keep that money. Yes, by all accounts, you should be good. You can pay, if there's 3 people in the dorm who have say-so over everyone else in that dorm, in that cell block, in that unit, whatever you want to call it, in that building, you can pay them all. You could pay them all $2,500 a month. You could pay them all $1,000 a month. Listen, here's the thing, too. It's not like it's going to cost him $50,000 a week to be okay in there. I mean, inmates, a lot of them, they're broke. And it doesn't take much to go a long way in prison. Okay. You'd be surprised. That's a whole nother story. But his money would save him. His money would save him. Now it seems he's not going to get to keep his money. Looks like they're looking into fraud charges, an investigation of fraud into the donated money and what it's for. There's no updates. They have increased their donation goal at least 2 or 3 times now. And when you do that, you're supposed to kind of let people know this is why we're increasing it. They don't do that. They just keep upping the limit, because if you don't do that, then you can't really get any more donations. So we'll just keep increasing the limit, because if idiots are going to keep donating, great. It's not going to what they alleged it was going to in the first place. Security, all this stuff. Now we find out this doofus who has a rap sheet longer than me, a 2-time felon, 10-year convict. He's the advocate and he's handling this money. He's in charge of all this. He's in charge of the security. None of his guys are licensed or trained or have any certificates to be security guards.
Yep.
A whole mess of things. He's probably going to have to give this money back. So now he's got nothing. He's got nothing. The one thing he might have had, he's got nothing. And when I say might have had, it's because, listen, Scott Peterson had money. He got his butt whooped this year in March. Tory Lanez. You think Tory Lanez doesn't have money? If you don't know who that is, he is a very big time celebrity Hollywood rapper and singer. Maybe you never heard of him. Maybe you have. I'm telling you now, he's big time. He's Hollywood. He's got tens of millions of dollars.
Free Tory.
He just got stabbed 2 weeks ago, if that. 12 times, 14 times. They got the surveillance footage.
Megan Thee Stallion.
And do you know a blog company paid a CO at that prison to take their phone out and record the CCTV footage, the security camera footage that is supposed to be for guards' eyes only, prison staff only. This should never make it to the outside. They paid him to pull his phone out and record the screen in the prison showing Tory Lanez getting stabbed 12 times. This may be a conversation for another video, but what else do you think prison guards could be paid to do? We won't get into it. Just throwing that out there. But anyways, Tory Lanez is a multi-millionaire. He just got stabbed 2 weeks ago. He had to be helicoptered. Is that a word? Is that a noun, a verb, adjective? He got flown to the hospital via helicopter because he got stabbed so many times. They even have a picture. I'll show it. I have to black and white it because I'm not allowed to show that red crimson blood. This man is covered from head to toe in blood. You think this guy who stabbed him couldn't have went up to him, approached him, and be like, hey, buddy, I'm very dangerous. You probably heard of me. Because if you're in prison, you probably know who's who and who's dangerous. Hey, buddy, you probably know who I am. You know what I'm capable of. You know I'm dangerous. Send me 50 grand or else you're going to have a bad day. I bet you Tory would have sent it. But he didn't do that. He went rogue. Tory might have been paying multiple people in that prison for protection. And guess what? It only takes one guy who, for whatever reason, we don't know why this guy wanted to do that to Tory. It doesn't matter. It could, you stepped on his shoe, you bumped into him on the way to the kitchen to get your lunch tray, you sneezed in his direction and he felt a couple sprinkles on his neck. He stabbed you up and sent you to the hospital. Doesn't care how much money you got or how famous you are. And so all these people saying, oh, Karmelo, he's so famous. Oh, people are going, oh, they're going to take him under his wing. He's going to be fine. Oh, he'll pay. It takes one person who don't give a damn about any of that. And do you think there's not one single member of the Aryan Brotherhood in Texas where it's very present? It is a very strong Aryan Brotherhood presence in Texas prisons. Do you think there's not one member who doesn't take a lot of this personal? They're seeing all this stuff and they're getting fired and more fired up by the day. You think there's not one inmate? I don't care how much money you got. I'm pissed and I'm going to get you. Now, set all that to the side. I see a lot of comments. Hey, buddy, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay. I'm assuming you've been to prison. And I will say that's nothing to brag about. I'm ashamed of the fact that I went to prison a lot of times. When I'm meeting my girlfriend's parents and family, and they ask me about my past, and I have to say I've been to prison for 10 years. When I go to buy a car, what's your employment history? I don't have one. I was in prison for 10 years. When I go to sign up for a cell phone plan, what's your employment? I don't have one. I was in prison for 10 years. Oh, can you even afford this phone? Can you even afford this car? I'm embarrassed. When I go to the YMCA and I go play pickleball because it's a fun cardio pastime and I meet very nice people and they're like, hey, small talk. What do you do for a living? I'm a YouTuber. Oh, really? What's your channel? And I tell them, and then they see I'm a guy who talks about the fact I've been to prison. And I think in my mind, they probably think I am such a piece of junk, such a piece of trash.
That's real.
I'm embarrassed.
That is real.
Getting a little off topic, but I'm saying that to say I'm not talking down to you because you have an opinion about what will happen to Karmelo. I'm just saying, don't sit there and tell me about the one thing I shamefully enough am an expert on. Okay. I'm not happy that I'm an expert on it, but I am. And you know what? One thing life has taught me, you got to work with what you got.
Amen.
You got to play the hand you're dealt.
Amen.
I dealt myself this hand and I'm going to play it.
Yes, sir.
I know about prison. Please don't get on here and tell me Karmelo's going to be fine.
Shout out to my homie, man. He also reached out to me. And also, you know, in the comment section, hey, huge shout out to the homie Pablo, man. Again, make sure y'all go check him out. If you haven't already. An amazing guy, man. You know, he has a story. He's been through something, and I'm glad he used it, you know, and he's gotten here. You know, I'm glad that he informed it into being a content creator, to informing people. I'm glad where he took this, man. You know, and there's a lot of people that have this same testimony, that have, and a lot of a couple inmates, you know, that have taken over YouTube and share what they've been through and do the exact same thing he's doing. You know, it's a lot. You know, gotta play the hand that you dealt. You know, everybody has a different journey, man. But this guy he's pretty amazing. I'm glad you know, you can tell he's been through a lot. He's had to overcome, you know, learn, you know, went in, he was young, you know, 10 years. It could do a lot to you, man. But I'm glad that he's out, he's winning, he's educating, he's informing. Very informal videos. This is amazing. So make sure y'all go check him out, man. Huge shout out to my homie, man.
Because he'll go into protective custody because he's so well known. He's so widely covered in the media, blah, 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 blah. You know who else was well known and widely covered and infamous in the media? Derek Chauvin, stabbed 22 times. Scott Peterson, the crap beat out of him. Both of these this year. Tory Lanez, the biggest superstar out of anybody I could name, stabbed 12 times. 2 weeks ago. Don't tell me this young man is too famous to be touched. They'll put him in protective custody. Okay. What do you think that means? Have you been watching Prison Break? I mean, did you see a show on Netflix? Did you watch a prison movie? Did you see Shot Callers? Did you see Shawshank Redemption? Like, where are you getting your information that protective custody is really that protective? Do you think the Secret Service stands like 5 of them outside of every person's cell who's on protective custody and makes sure no one even blinks in their direction? Protective custody is a joke. You are put into what is called a protective custody unit with probably 20, 30, 40 other people who are on protective custody, and they let you out of your cell for a certain time each day because they are required to, because of the law, because of how it affects your mental health. If they do not allow you out of protective custody because you're not on protective custody, because you committed a disciplinary action or broke a prison rule which requires punishment. You don't need to be punished. Your punishment is that you came to prison. Now, if you are infamous and well known and a high-risk inmate, you may need protective custody. That doesn't mean that you've done something to be punished extra beyond just simply being in prison. You have rights. You need to get let out of your cell, to get a shower, to socialize, to get on the phone, make phone calls, play cards, play dominoes, play chess, jerk off in the corner, whatever you want to do. You think people don't pay other people on protective custody to do something to other people on protective custody? We'll be here for 2 hours if you want me to really explain the intricacies of protective custody. Alec Murdaugh's been on protective custody since he's been sentenced to South Carolina Department of Corrections. He's already had thousands of dollars stolen from him, had a knife planted in his bedroom as an excuse for gangs to approach him and intimidate him into extortion, because they want to say you're a threat because you had a knife, and they put the knife there in his room. They just wanted a good reason to do that to him. Protective custody is I don't know. Protective custody.
Protective custody.
Okay. In that case, every person in prison will be like, I need protective custody too. I don't want to be harmed either. And everyone would just live a great life and not have a hair on their silly little head touch. Get out of here, dude.
Man.
Karmelo Anthony ain't safe anywhere he goes. Anywhere he goes, he's not safe. And that's the whole point of this video. The one thing that would save him is money, and even that money might not save him, because I just gave you several examples of people who have lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of money, millions more than Karmelo has, and just got brutally stabbed. Look at this man. He didn't even do anything. He didn't even do anything to anybody, and he
ain't even supposed to be in there. Lock Megan Thee Stallion up. Lock that heifer up. They should have locked up before she went on stage with Kamala Harris.
Stabbed.
I'm just saying.
12 times helicopter flight to the hospital to save his ding-dang life. You think this man whose team that he's trusting, you're going to handle this and make everything okay? They are literally step by step doing everything they can to make people more and more and more and more and more outraged and enraged at this situation, including inmates, especially the white race-based gang Aryan Brotherhood. At this point, I genuinely don't see how there's any saving Karmelo. He picked a bad representative. That was a bad move.
Like I told y'all from the beginning.
In my professional opinion,
they could have did better than that.
He's doomed. And when he gets to prison, he will not make it 3 to 5 years before we see an update in a headline. He has been rushed to a hospital due to numerous stab wounds. That is a fact. I'm just calling it now. That's my take. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was insightful and educational.
You shout out to my homie, man. Let me know what y'all think of this. Again, a little long show tonight. We rocking and rolling and rocking out tonight, y'all. I love y'all, man. I'm glad I got to keep it real with you. And I keep it real with you guys on every single show, every single video. You know, it's just who I am, man. You know, we all have a story. We all a lot of us feel the exact same way about this. A lot of people are upset. Black people are sick of this crap, sick of the black community, the BLM scammers. You know, people have turned, the race war, the racially motivated. People are tired of everything that's going on, man. You know, people that don't know right from wrong. You know, hate accountability. And now you see them, they are speaking out saying this is not self-defense. The kid isn't a hero. The kid is a killer, a murderer. You know, but I hope he gets what he got coming to him. God has the final say in this, man. We'll see what takes place. And keep you updated on it. Huge shout out to my homie Pablo. Make sure y'all go check him out. Subscribe to him. Show him some love. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace and love, you guys.